As we've seen these two teams spar here in Salty in the past. Or just a quick update, Ronaldo TV and his teammate have picked up 2 eliminations. Looks like the first pairs, only 98 players remaining. Here we go, Tempo, Jamok. Jamok knocked down, which means Tempo's in a position. He's got to clutch up here, 1v2, and there's rocks down below, and still shield on that target, 18 and 42. Still shield on the target, he's sitting on 26, a quick bandage, but he's not gonna have time. His opponent's going for an aggressive push from above. Makes a ton of sense. You want to catch this opponent off guard. And there it is. Tempo goes down. Razru and Bog stay alive and pick up 2 eliminations.
I do have to give a shout out to Tempo, though. Razru had over, I think, 175 HP. And that's how close Tempo got him with only 40 health left. If Razru really didn't get the shields and got off the break, that's an easy fight win for Tempo. Did what he could. Just like that, Razru gets it. And yes, Evan and Godek, they just straight up left. They did not want the fight this time. And I'm literally thinking it's less about the Nick Merckx and Aiden fight and more about the Zexro and Vinny rotation.
Opting to not get third. It's a guaranteed third party based on the previous games. So they're saying, okay, we'll go somewhere else. It's not, like you said, it's not necessarily because of Nick and Aiden, which is an intelligent play there. Riser and Tomo having a top down on R7 and Scruples. The very southeast corner, quite a bit of metal here. A little bit of brick, a little bit of wood, but a tough position if they're low on materials. The team from Rise, if they're not kitted here, there are not a lot of options for backing out of this. A little bit of materials, 2-1-0. Not a lot of ammunition in R7's inventory. They're biding their time. See the feed, Delphi knocking and eliminating Godnik, which means
Here's
might still be up there.
Here's his play. R7 going for it. Tomo's going to drop down to the ground. No materials left and only a common assault rifle in his inventory. Rizar now knocked. You got to think this is not looking good. Cannot build. Cannot really defend himself. Not a lot of ammo left for R7. And there's a player with a sniper on top of the mountain. There goes Tomo. Scruples there with the elims. That's 2 elims for them, but there's already another team here ready looking for another fight. Will they glider on in is the question. How weak do they think Scruples and R7 are?
It depends on what kind of visual cues they saw. If they saw a shield break from that distance, which you can see it, maybe you're not close enough to hear it, but you can see it. If they saw that, it wouldn't surprise me if there was a push. Scruples having no shield now. R7 still sitting on 20 there. It looks like it might not be happening, which maybe that's a good call. At this point, Jack, pushing in, you could potentially put yourself relatively far outside the zone if they don't have enough materials to build back up on top of this hill. It's J-Love and Germ up there. No shield between the two of them, but yeah, that's semi-auto sniper rifle, 10 rounds, and a heavy shotgun. Single trap, 6-1-0 on the materials. Quite a bit with 89 left, but it's not gonna be enough by the end of the game, so they can't stay up here forever.
Nope.
No teams right now currently alive with 3 eliminations or more. Mowgli lost Sorn at some point here. Going for the snipe. Oh, goes for it. No shield on that target. He's going to go for the repeat. The grenade, basically a perfect throw there down to 4 HP. Mowgli's going to panic a little bit and gets caught off guard by Payne.
Payne with perfect grenades right there. Look at Payne's materials already. This early into the game, he had maxed wood and even more metal and brick alongside it. Looks like Bumpa here was just dropped some loot from the heavens, it looked like, from the elimination he got. And with more loot on the ground there, I think Bumpa and Balla just got 2 eliminations, so solid start from them as well, as they're going to heal on up. But you take a look at their materials compared to Payne's, and they're not even in the same ballpark.
Pretty big value campfire there. Going to top him off. Balla should get relatively high. Actually, he should max out. There were a couple bandages on the ground. Wouldn't surprise me if that was used quickly. No shield for Bumpa just yet, but he does have a full charge grappler. Blue AR on the ground there. Maybe a pass off the Balla as he's getting ready to move out of that campfire. Kind of surprises me, though, that sitting on that campfire right now, they're exposed healing to the north and west side. If somebody has a bead on them from a distance, one heavy sniper shot could make or break that duo. Now, this is Dusty. That was 2 teams bunkered up right next to each other in smelling distance almost. Fuzzy Enigma, no reason to rotate out just yet. They don't have to go for some crazy movement. Maybe they'll even get lucky and get kinged at the circles on the east side, but they're very close still. Punisher and Tendons are split. If Fuzzy and Enigma try and take advantage of that and push on Tendons, it could be a tough situation to come back from. Pretty decent kit, a ton of materials, 814. Still in possession of a slurp, 6 grenades, a heavy shotgun. He's got a swap weapon for it.
He's going to chill right now.
common AR isn't bad. You just tap fire at distance. Very accurate players will take advantage of that. But
there's a full view of every team left. A crate sitting by itself there, just northwest of Leaky Lake, and another one at Viking Village.
I don't know. I'm hoping that whoever that is up there, hopefully they realize that they're both alone and right next to a crate, Jack.
They're worried it's bait. You know that feeling.
Absolutely. There we go. Fuzzy and Enigma deciding to make a move here. Materials gathered over 1,000 wood. Very little brick. Doesn't surprise me based on the location they dropped, and quite a bit of metal. There are pieces of metal from when the meteor landed in the crater that are now inside kind of the amusement area of Dusty. Those are good opportunities to harvest a ton of metal simultaneously.
Nibs and Korea in a fight. You got to think that this looks like Zoof's fight to win. Crota just staying alive for a second, looking all around. Zoof, so much HP compared to his opponents here. Matching the builds, beautifully done, no hesitation. He wants to edit on in here. Can he hit the shot? He does. There goes Nibs. Wondering where the teammate is. It will wind up being Korea on the other side. Korea's just falling down towards the low side. Crota hears him, so Zoof's going to sprint right on over. Great teamwork here.
Minigun is excellent at removing any building your teammate,
Good
your
luck,
opponent might put down. Yeah. Kind of doesn't matter how many rounds, how many materials your opponent has. If you've got enough ammunition, they're not going to be able to outbuild that thing. But he runs out of small ammo, so it turns into a push opportunity. They're trying to track this opponent underneath, and there they might find him, get a tag. 41 damage, the dual pistols. This thing shred through materials, wouldn't surprise me. He's going to go for the push through, and he does get Korea caught inside his own box there.
There it goes. And typically you'd be worried about some sort of, third party there. They're so far at the edge of the zone and everyone's already moved in that yes, they do get those limbs, but at the same time, they might be punished for having to rotate very far. Nate Hill was just stuck at the top of a build.
Going for shots at him as he's got to redeploy the glider. 31 mid-jump from Zexro. Are you kidding me? Hand grenades going for the Hail Mary there. Anything he can do to try and pick up that last hit. A trap. He had to have heard that.
9 grenades still left for Zexro.
He might have just spotted Funk through that doorway.
Yeah, I think he did.
Oh, the trap there. Grenades coming out for Funk. Probably trying to back out at this point. Nope. Down to the bottom. The edit there.
You think the end's got to be near here for Nate Hill. Nice little grenade use. But
there it is. They actually
landed on top of himself. And there he goes. It was one of those things where it was almost like Misery Loves Company, I think.
In an interesting swap, too. I mean, that almost is it could be based on placement on the leaderboard. It might have been a mistake, but eliminating himself prevents them from picking up that elimination, which is one elim short from a point there.
I think what it was he went to throw the nade, and then a ramp came in, and then he lost control of the ramp edit. So the grenade just stayed on his side. He had no way to run out. He just kind of sat there and sat on it, and that was it.
We'll have to find out at some point. Gossi and Saint in a very healthy position here. Pretty high up in the sill, looking for anybody that might float in. You see them both just flicking up real quick, checking for anybody flying in. A rift to go, trading some ammunition between the two of them. And Walker and his teammate Enigma looks like he's solo down below. Cloaksy's still in it.
Windwalker just chilling at the moment. Still 79 players remaining in this one. Hunting rifle in hand. Wants to use that weapon to potentially swing the tide in a fight. Got to realize Lennon only has 100 HP. I don't know where that rocket's going. And it's the Make It Rain bonus now, folks. As again, this is now up to, I believe, $30,000, right?
Indeed it is. Yep, there it is. 5 minutes and 20 seconds. 30,000. We'll keep track of those elims on your screen as best we can. Let's take a quick look back. Nibs, Zoof, we were watching this fight earlier. Zoof got the knockdown there on Nibs. He finishes with the bludgeon. J-Truth and Wilds. We'll fight here. They're going to go for some replacements on some of these structures just to see if they can catch whoever's in the bottom of this off guard. You see there just a couple smacks from the pickaxe. The jump and build. And they're looking, trying to root out whoever is down underneath.
They're claiming everything. Semi-auto sniper from somewhere. What is that? Is that Nick Merckx and Aiden and Tilted shooting that? I'm trying to tell. I think it is from top Big Gray.
The most eliminations in this game right now is from Villex at 3 single eliminations.
That's obviously in the game, not the Make It Rain bonus.
Exactly. Exactly.
Who knows who will win this $30,000? Still 4 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock. You know, as we go ahead and watch these players build battle, you heard the mentioning of Yo-Yo Keep It Up. How has Fortnite changed your life, changed your year? You know, these are players and people that, in the Streamer Invitational, for example, some of the golden ticket winners, I know some of the streamers were asking, and they were saying, I'm going to use this to pay, my teammate was going to use it to help pay off his mortgage. You know, other people there have student loans, and it's incredible what this game can do. We talk about it, but the Make It Rain bonus of $30,000 is just nuts. Well, we're not going to take a look at the full standings right now. We're going to look at the Match 5 results to see where we all kind of stacked up at the end there. Remember, this is the Match 5 results. This is just from this game alone. Nick Merckx and Aiden at the top at 5 points. But the big thing to take note of in that 4th spot, Cloakzy and Tfue with 3. They'll build more on that lead that they had. And I don't see Nate Hill and Funk Bomb on there, the team in 2nd. So you got to think their lead right back up there yet again, strong as ever with only 1 game left.
They're intelligent players, though, as are, I mean, everybody else playing this, everyone that's involved in this. They all know what they're doing. So you're going to see people start to make plays, decisions based on their current potential placement, which you see on your screen, and what we saw before is your 13 through 25. There will be changes to play styles.
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned Nate Hill and Funk Bomb. We've seen them put on a show before. They've been a duo for a very long time. There has to be, there's team cohesion. They're going to take advantage of it.
Here it is, folks. This crowd has been incredible so far today. Give yourselves a round of applause for the love we've been seeing in here.
The best audience in San Jose today, my friend, easily.
You want to hear something crazy?
Tell me. Lay it on me, Jack.
Fortnite's doing crazy stuff all over the world. There was actually a Guinness World Record set today at the Paris, or the Paris Games Week for the most people doing a video game emote in person in one area. Here's the video. Oh my goodness.
Gosh.
Are they all Cuddle team leaders?
They're all Cuddle team leaders.
This is an official Guinness World Record, folks. Let's just beat it right now, you imagine? We just re-break it here.
Before anybody goes crazy, I'm pretty sure you have to have a Guinness World Record official on site to witness it. But they did establish, they got it. They locked it in, Jack.
Impressive. I was just out of breath looking at that.
I think you should go for advanced world record. That's the longest, the person has emoted longest in person a Fortnite emote ever.
Stop.
24-hour
I'll do the
justice.
eating popcorn emote. That's the one I could do. That one probably the only one that I could do.
You have to resupply the popcorn, though, otherwise it doesn't work.
Hey,
that's a lot of waste of popcorn, Jack.
I'm all for it, though. Either way, though, we are 1 game away. I'm looking down at my screen here. I see movement in the lobby. I believe it should be starting here momentarily. Ben, for you, is this Tfue and Cloakzy's tournament? Are they taking this home?
I think based on what we saw last game, you've got to have confident gameplay from a number of these teams. They put on, and Nick Merckx and Aiden destroyed.
Yeah.
Everybody here agrees. I'm sure, even the other players, like I said before, the Fortnite competitive community is very supportive. I guarantee you everybody over there just went, oh man, you two are out for vengeance today.
100%.
But the team from Liquid, they did similar in match 4. We saw Tfue and Cloak just dominate the first 3 games, and even that last one, bringing home 3 points with 6 eliminations, which means they got a top 5 placement as well. Oh yeah, let's make some noise for all these teams.
Folks, one final time, hashtag Fall Skirmish, hashtag Fortnite TwitchCon. This is it. Millions of dollars on the line in the last 5 weeks. Everything culminating into this epic event where the best players from around the world came to participate. They've qualified for their heats. They've made it this far, putting everything on the line, all their practice. It all leads to this. It is the final game of the Fortnite Fall Skirmish. After this, we will crown our champions. Ladies and gentlemen, the battle bus has launched. One more time, make some noise. The final game. Who will take it home in this packed arena? Oh man, I cannot wait to see how this all plays out.
Well, this bus path looking like it's cutting the island basically in half. Southeast to northwest, from Paradise Palms to Junk Junction, we've got a solid spread of players. You can see there, don't forget those little icons, the llamas. There's one in retail, one just southeast of Salty Springs, and one just south of the little soccer field, sports complex there, west of Tilted Towers. I look forward to maybe match number 6, the duo, the 2v2 of Godnick and Super Evan versus Nick Merckx and Aiden. We got Bizzle and DMO dropping down into Dusty Divot, including a team, Tendons and Punisher. Tendons and Punisher have gone to the warehouses at Dusty all 6 games.
Yep.
You have to realize some of these players, I mean, Tfue and Cloak, again, looking at the mini-map all the way down there. I've grown accustomed to seeing those red arrows down there, Jack, every single game. And still, surprisingly to me, no one trying to challenge that.
At some point, they've got to just send 10 people there.
I mean, realistically, how about this? If we ever end up playing in these, I'm going there. I want you to know that right now.
Yeah.
Solo.
I'll see you there
if I have to. No,
Yeah.
You won't follow me because you don't
close.
want to run into Cloak or Tifu either.
Nope, not at all. As already, Nick Merckx getting this extra
Quite
bit of
a
materials.
setup.
And I believe, is this the new skin that literally just came out with the randomized skins? This is new, right? I think this is it.
Didn't this come out? I think that came out with the Earhart skin as well.
Oh, okay, maybe I'm wrong.
Do you even play Fortnite, Jack? I'm kidding.
Oh, my bad. You know, I've been a bad skin buyer in the shop.
You'll make up for it, I promise. Don't worry. Aiden and Nick rotating across that north side there. Super Evan trying to get a top-down view. Probably calling out to Godnick right now that they're in the open exposed, but Nick's got that grappler, so elevation might change. Shots from the top of the tower. Here we go. Nate Hill and Fung Bomb. It's a duo we're expecting this to see put up some big numbers.
My goodness.
17 eliminations from these two. Look at the materials. 15,000 and almost 10,000 wood acquired between the two of them. 700 more damage dealt than they've received, which I think that explains clearly why they've been picking up so many elims.
Yeah, why they're near those top spots. Nate
Snobby
Hill
Shores.
popping that mini. Moving back over to Nick. He's just chilling right now. For the moment, doesn't have a lot of materials, but they're all in the same building. Godnick and Super Evan. I'll give them props, man. They have not backed down from any of these fights. Can Nick Merckx and Aiden continue this momentum they earned from last game with the 5 elim they put, with the 9 elims they put up, sorry, the 5-point game they had.
Those two just dropped down. You saw Super Evan and Godnick falling down the middle of that stairwell. Is how they got to the bottom so quickly. It wouldn't surprise me if Aiden maybe potentially looking for a peek and angle from up top.
With them running away and trying to like just get back from these fights, I think Aiden and Nick are thinking maybe these guys don't have as much So darn good to have 3, or basically 4, 5, 3 in materials. As they just hang out for the moment.
I think an interesting stat to note here, the furthest distance elimination, Jack, was more Gossi thus far, only 27 meters away. All of these fights have played out very close
range. Very, very close range.
I think to me that states that a majority of the players that have been eliminated, by the way, a ton of materials in Zoof's inventory.
Yep.
Majority of the players eliminated have been from people dropping at the same POIs or just barely rotating in. Nothing has really been on rotation or a third-party situation just yet. Frost getting shotgun there. DK's looking to pick up some tags over there on Devious, the 2v1. SMG spray gets Devious down from TJ, and he's going to pop those bandages to stay alive in the storm. They still have quite a ways to travel.
Tempo and Jo.
Another duo from FaZe. We've seen these guys put up excellent performances in the past.
They've got Wilds and J-Truth above them. Cease and Elevate right next door as well. How will they play this? It looks like they're just trying to hide, pickaxes out, just chilling on the low ground as Wilds and J-Truth are feeling real confident with all their health.
We saw on our screen for just a second, Jack. We made reference to 72 hours in Chap. Chap actually has already been eliminated with 0 elims.
Wow.
So only 3 elims for that duo, but that's still a point. Could make or break a placement for them.
Oh, absolutely. Points at this stage of the game. 1 placement, 1 point in that top 10 if they wind up making it in there are the difference in thousands and thousands of dollars. It's Tempo and Jamok just staying low. Again, they are in the zone. Vinny and Zexro, we talked so much about how aggressive they are. They were the ones that did eliminate Aiden and Nick Merckx in this game. It looks like they want to fight for more against Marksman and Base Soldier. Every time we've shown Marksman, it's funny, he goes to call out something on the map and ping it. It's like, we always catch him like mid-strategy call out.
Curious if they're going to go for a couple shots on them. They're floating away. Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to see here. He's trying to look for a peek. And here we go.
Make it rain bonus time.
The final Make It Rain bonus to the fall skirmish here. You hear that siren going off. Gives them 5.5 minutes for $10,000, the most eliminations during this time period.
Yeah, if no one claims this, it actually rolls over to the big bonus, the extra bonus there is for eliminations for the entire tournament. So that prize, I believe, would go from $50,000 to $60,000 if no one claims this Make It Rain. See what he gets in the crate. Anything good?
Anything good, Jack. It looks like a whole lot of good. He slides down. Vinny maybe missing the placement on the floor there. Angle catch him off guard. No big deal.
You got to think he'd drop one of these slurps for. Oh wait, they already have. He already has two.
One of those slurps for another slurp, Jack. I'm not sure what to do at this point.
Nope,
Zexro's
just gonna go pick it up. Yep, and use it.
A lot of players there. Still a team. The warehouse at Dusty Divot all the way up in the north. Northeast has a team. Yeah, a pair rotating from the east side. A few in the southeast corner. So there's a handful of teams still outside the zone. It looks like that north side push is going to be the most difficult around Dusty and further. 24 seconds until those teams have to start moving. And Vinny and Zexro have kind of a top-down view on everybody. At this point, maybe ramping up and just floating their way in. Oh my gosh, what am I looking at? The ramp size there. He looked at it for just a second. Jack, do you see that thing? Look at that thing. No one shot that down while they were building up.
Apparently not. And there it goes now, but
you've got to imagine if someone built that ramp that high, I'm going to be.
They just glided to the south of the map.
And there's no way that they're still up there. So potentially shooting that ramp down was almost a waste of ammunition.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't have
every
much,
single round kind of counts. Z's getting the knock on J-Truth, SMG, Zoof and Crodot just hanging out here. Elevate finishing that elim. You see in the feed. Tempo, Jamok, we saw moments ago. That push, as I mentioned, from Dusty Divot south is going to be one of the most difficult ones. So many teams built up in the same area using these trees as the line of sight.
Trying to break on through. Again, this is where these games get insanely hectic. 70 players left in the lobby. Tempo goes down. DK trying to finish this elimination, and he does actually get it. Will he grab the grappler? You got to assume so. And boom, just like that, DK and TJ are right now at the top of the Make It Rain bonus. But there's still a lot of time left for teams to begin to make some noise.
There's a rip to go down there.
Nope, they missed it.
They just barely missed it. Did they grab the grappler or not? I couldn't quite catch it. The shotty there.
I don't believe so.
TJ's going to try and secure his friend. He might not be able to do it, though. Wilds in the mix with everybody else, pushing from outside the storm and gets TJ in the back as he's rotating in. Very little HP left, but the storm's only ticking for 2, and he only has a little bit of a ways to go. Gonna have to pop that just barely to save himself. No fall damage taken. Still only 28 HP. Has a full shield in his inventory. You hear rockets coming out. Zexro shotgunning Marksman in the feet and picks that elimination up. Wild's hoping that nobody tracked him into this box, Jack. He's got to get that shield off if he wants to stay in it. Fung bomb in the feed, picking up a knock on Dementos. Pate is still alive, gets the elimination, finishes it off. That's 2 teams with 2 eliminations apiece in this Make It Rain bonus with only 2 minutes, 15 seconds left. Bizzle and DMO have a top-down view on who is below them, but they can't really third-party because you have multiple teams over there, the west side from where they are, the top right of your screen. They're going to take shots as soon as they peek. Every elimination right now it feels like it's even more important than the last, and you cannot expose yourself for too long. You have to make the decision as to whether or not going for an elimination and maybe pushing for a big bonus, those extra points, is the right play call, and Bizzle and DMO are just waiting, biding their time for a rotation.
They're just hanging out at the moment. What do Dean and his teammate wind up doing down low? You see Wild still there. They're trying to chase down that elimination. Bizzle and DMO, they hear it. They just haven't been able to act on it quite yet. Now here's a look at Salty. Cloaksy and Tfue still alive, still with max health each.
Multiple teams from Ghost stacked up in the same structure right now. Ghoul and Saf. Some teammates down below. Opponents right now, though. Take a shot, seeing if there's anybody in the box. He pays the price for peeking just barely, takes a little bit of damage. Vinny and Zexro sitting on some of these cubes. They're going to use these in an effort to just float past anybody they can. You can't see me in the air because you're looking at everybody else.
See, now, I would almost love to see them use the same tactic as before, where you float it up as high as you can. Now they're going to land and just pop in the middle, and still they made it, absolutely. But
the play call there, probably just trying to get into the safe zone. Yep. Shots got to come out, kind of exposing the open. A very small box. That sting grenade is going to cost him just a little bit. To drop down the shotgun, and the second shot from that double barrel missed, but it doesn't matter to Cloak. He gets the elim,
and he got knocked by a trap. So that player, because they got knocked, they'll be able to get. They should be able to get this res off. And they've got some utility to get out of here as well.
Nobody's going to make a push on that just yet. You saw Bog relocating. Dean was still knocking down a tree, trying to build up his own small 1-by-1 box. Anything to stay alive. The sharing of the shield there. Here we go. Ziff, Ronaldo pushing in on top of a box and an opponent underneath them.
And Ziff and Ronaldo already at 5 elims this game. Vinny and Zexro just joined as well at 5 elims now. Well, that's a beautiful.
Multiple tags in that box.
Beautiful stink. Was that on to Tfue and Cloak?
I believe it was.
Yeah. He's nearby this next zone too. Will not have to go too far.
Tfue and Cloak not missing a ton of HP at this point. Yeah, based on the position on the minimap, that had to be them that just got stink bombed.
He wants these materials so bad, and the items down there. There's a look at your scoreboard so far. Nate Hill and Funk Bomb at 3, so they'll get a point as well. Tfue and Cloaksy at 2 in total. Blind and Hysteria, who are doing very well in the first half of today. Haven't heard much of them since, but they're on the verge of potentially earning a point too.
You see in the bottom right, Tfue just took a little bit of damage. Another stink grenade coming out. Those stink bombs are so powerful in these competitive matches because so many players are in 1 or 2 or 3 box bases, and that's it. Zoning with those is incredibly good. Vinny and Zexro, we've had our eyes on multiple times. They took out Nick Merckx and Aiden.
They're already at the zone, so they're in a good position. Ziff just got another elimination, putting them now at 6, so they're on the verge of big bonus as well. Zexro and Vinny trading some of this ammo. They have a Portal Rift, a Rift to go.
Now, this might be the lowest player count we've seen at the first circle move. 40 players remaining. Typically, I mean, previous games we've seen 60 plus.
Oh, Jayamok now done too. Hysteria with another knock. If they can finish that elimination, that'll put them at 3. Should give them a point. Morgossi and Saint still in this as well at 2 total eliminations. And yes, Hysteria and crew confirm that elim, putting them now at 3. Will they get into the big bonus is the question for Ronaldo and Ziff right now. Remember, this is the final game of the Fortnite Fall Skirmish. Weeks and weeks have led up to this. Just shy of $2 million in prize money on the line this weekend.
Campfire there, trying to go for as much HP just in case during rotation someone decides to invade, catch them off guard. And here's the spread of the remaining players in this zone. A crate waiting atop Bizzle and DMO, and they may not even know it exists. Dweefo and Snood moving across, trying to pick that up, and they go for it and get it inside the box. Blind Hysteria still alive at the bottom. Tifu and Cloak at the top left of your screen still alive. Tendons and Punisher still alive. The number of teams we've seen from the beginning of these games almost every single time. And the distance on this one, Jack, is going to be tough. They got to move to the southwest corner of Salty Springs.
They're getting there right now. Blinded Hysteria are definitely getting there. What I do really like is how they're using these materials right now. One was just nearby. Tried to go for the quick edit on the window to potentially secure another elimination, but look at how Blind is maneuvering. He's not panicking and overbuilding, right? He's making the most of every mat he has, not actually going for that pump shotgun.
Choosing the common tack.
Wow.
Caliber and Nolan floating in. He still has what looks like potentially another rift to go. We'll have to see depending on what's in his inventory when he lands. Saf takes out Raz.
Funk Bomb with another knock. They're now at 5. But Nate Hill is knocked, and Funk Bomb's taking a lot of damage from the zone.
Ronaldo and Ziff still sitting at 6 eliminations. One more will get him a 3rd point, and every elim after that is the big bonus, which means a potential for a ton of points for that duo. Funk Bomb hanging on there. Vinny's going to take shots from behind as these players rotate, but he's going to start to take storm damage. He's got to start moving.
They're gatekeeping right now. These stinks could be huge as well. People have to run right through this. A big 70 tag. No follow-up yet. Vinny does get tagged hard. Zexro still very healthy with a rift to go as well.
Over 1,000 small rounds. Are you seeing that? Are you kidding me?
Oh my goodness.
SMG spray for days. Zexro
Saf and Gould has moved to 6 elims. Ronaldo and Ziff at 6 elims. Vinny and Zexro at 6 elims. Who will move at a big bonus first? If any.
The play style change, Jack, I feel is apparent. Multiple teams at 6 eliminations.
Yep. Oh my gosh, look at the elim feed. Saf and Gould just jumped to 9 elims. Is that a 10th? 10 elims now for Saf and Gould. Oh my goodness. That just came out of left field.
It happened so fast. Cloak still in the feed.
It's a 6-point game for them.
Cloaks, he's still around, has 3 to his name right now. 12 players remaining, Jack.
Ronaldo and Zip, they have not moved into big bonus yet. Rocket goes up. They're going to go ahead and fall on down.
The only rocket he had left. You can hear him land on top and start to build. The layering up, 9 players left as the circle is almost closing. Cloak and Tifu are out.
Yep. Great performance from them today. We'll find out where they stack up when we reveal the winners and standings after this.
Zexro sitting at 2 eliminations. His teammate is 5. Vinny has 5, which means they're at 7. Every single elimination for Zexro at this point.
No,
is on the point Saint falls.
Nice knock. Zexro floating on down. He's just hoping people almost forget about him up here.
He could pick up multiple points right now
by just floating.
There's 6 opponents left.
Yep. I believe they're guaranteed top 5, which will be another point too.
Jack, look at the number of players just exposed in the open fighting each other. He's going to dip in. DMO.
He's floating on down. DMO now out. Zexro in the fight. Can he get it?
There it is! 8 eliminations.
Big bonus and the victory royale.
Jack, that game was worth 7 points for that duo.
Oh, what I say, it doesn't matter what your day's been up to this point. One pop-off game can make the difference. 8 eliminations and the victory royale. Beautifully played at the end. He saw his moment of opportunity, and he strikes right here. Look at this. Lands right on him before they can even react. He's got him eliminated. Beautifully done by Zexro. Congratulations to that duo. They just skyrocketed up the leaderboards. The difference in prize money for that performance could be $50,000 plus, if not more.
Welcome
and
to
they already won
Fortnite.
$50,000
Exactly.
because of the. Oh my goodness. Because of the
victory royale bonus.
They win $50,000 right away. You see the hugs there.
I want to point out one of the first things that he did was fix his hair right afterwards, too.
Got to give him props for that, baby. He knows there's a lot of people watching. This team, Zexro and Vinny, they definitely made a name for themselves this weekend and expect to see a lot more of them in the future.
We
very,
talked about
very aggressive
multiple times.
Yes.
The knowledge of the engagements in Tilted and exactly when to push in. It even paid off the last match, picking up a pair of eliminations on Nick Merckx and Aiden, knowing just when to move in, but not too early, not too aggressive, and waiting for the last moment. You saw right there as he's floating in from above. The timing on the drop was literally everything to win that game.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is all our matches today. Can we give a round of applause, please, for our players who competed in this insane, insane tournament? What a run it was. My pleasure to be here casting alongside you, Ben, because that was Ton of fun. Now we just have to wait and see. Who is our champions? Where does it all break down in the standings? Questions I think a lot of people have. That Ghost duo who just had that pop-off game of the limbs, how far do they rise up? Zexro and Vinny, that Victory Royale with 8 of limbs, how far do they go up? Tfue and Cloakseek, did they hold on to that top spot? Nick Merckx and Aiden, where do they move after that Game 5 performance? All things we'll find out here momentarily when we get the standings update and we crown our champions.
So many plays amidst all of these games today. This is Game 6 we were just looking at earlier in the feed there in that first clip too. 72 hours picked up a pair on top of what you see on your screen. Simultaneously, the shots here. An excellent flip on Devious. Lots of shots in the back as TJ's trying to rotate in. Saf and Ghoul up top just moving across. You have to think, at a certain point, some of these players have played so well for so long that what you're seeing on your screen is like second nature. It's muscle memory, Jack.
Yep.
Let's go!
There's a quick little fix of the hair. Avoiding the headset hair. Again, these players waiting to see exactly where they ended on up. A beautiful look at the setups back there. Again, thank you to the sponsors of the event for helping make this all possible. Thank you to everyone for tuning on in. Now it's just a waiting game. What a fun time it was. I mean, I just loved the pop-off games where there's the high limbs, the pushing into the big. I think the big bonus is a fantastic addition. Fantastic addition to the rule set.
At a certain point, once you get to that, once the player knows, you know, these duos know that they're on the verge of pushing into big bonus territory,
yep.
You can tell there's a shift in gameplay. They start to go for eliminations. They might throw themselves at teams in an effort to pick up just another point, because if you compare that to potentially a placement, you have to get 5th.
Yep.
And that's, I mean, the bet is to go for eliminations if you're on the verge of 7+.
No, that's a real tough one to try to guarantee for yourself. Either way, though, what a brilliant time it was here for the fall skirmish. Had a lot of fun, not only participating, but also getting to watch these players. I think that a lot of the changes, like the glider redeploy, I think actually is really good. I enjoyed watching it and seeing how it all played on out in some of these moves this weekend. I think it did less of, you know, players being able to get away from fights because still you can just trail them, and more for the late game of people being able to rotate and stuff like that. It was actually really fun to watch.
As you're saying, rotating away with the glider redeploy, we didn't see it very often. I think part of that is because these players have such accurate shots.
Yep.
You're putting yourself at risk if you try and escape an engagement.
Yeah. No, it's and a lot of times it's where they even going to go hide, because there's really not much opportunity with how many players are left on the map. Here's just some look at the matches today.
Look at his face.
He's got like a headache. He's trying to outlast the zone. These are all the victory royales from today. Again, each one of these clips, the players who won it win $50,000. So there you go, 50 grand. There you go, 50 grand. Like every time it pops up. Beautifully done. The hype there for good reason.
Jack, why can't we get 50 grand that easy, my friend? It's
probably
because
terrible.
we're not this good.
Yeah, we are terrible. That's the difference.
Very clearly.
He was so close to dropping to the zone. He went for it, and he wins it. Brilliant moment there. That was one of the big things that helped secure that duo towards the top of our standings. Funk Bomb was just dancing at the end. Didn't even know where Bizzle was. There it is again.
This movement, JDW just staying with the Storm.
Yep.
He didn't have any healing to his name, but he didn't need his blood weights outside. The Storm damage just slowly taken away.
Huge moment for that duo. Again, in this last second here, fights going on everywhere, and then Zexer says, hey, what's up? Bop, bop.
I'm here too.
I'll take that. Wins it, and man, just puts the icing on the cake for that 8 elimination victory royale at the end there. What a moment it was for them, as that definitely helped push them right up that leaderboard. Where they will be, though, who knows?
See the players here waiting to see the results. Just like with every other, I mean, during the Stream Invitational, we saw the totals pop up on screen. Man,
yeah,
way to just build the suspense. I'm gonna be honest with you, it was tough for me back there and during the Stream Invitational,
Dude,
and
right?
And I didn't do nearly as well as a ton of other people. That first game, we're gonna remove from.
We're gonna forget about that.
Didn't happen,
dude. It's fun for events like that because everyone's just good sports with it too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, obviously with this as well, but at the Stream Invitational, all the streamers just happen to be involved. All the people that got golden ticket random selects, I think they're going to TwitchCon, and the next thing you know, oh, you're also playing for upwards of $750,000 in prize money.
Absolutely crazy.
How can they be upset? It was so cool to take part in, and now we calculate the final standings, and we have your big reveal. I think it's Safe to say here soon we'll find out if Tfue and Cloakzy did wind up winning. Did anyone catch them? Nick Merckx and Aiden, where did they move into? You got to think they jumped a few spots from that monster performance.
Oh, they had to have.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things about Fortnite, before we get to the results, once we receive those, we'll let you know. But, Jack, the people here in person, you see them all. They're literally everybody's standing, Jack. People want to see what happened. And Fortnite delivers one of the best crowds I've ever seen, and one of the loudest. Can we prove that, please?
You got to make it out to these events, folks. You got to make it out. If you second guessed heading over to TwitchCon, well, you made the wrong decision.
What do you
I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that right now. If you have any means to get out for one of these, you definitely should come out and make it. We'll take a look at more replays from today. It's just from throughout the day as we calculate these final standings. All sorts of great moments.
The stories of some of these players, too, Jack. Orgossi taking home the PAX West victory and then putting on an excellent show here. Ton of excellent mid-air shots. Teammates backing each other up left and right. I think Duo's gameplay is potentially, in my opinion, probably the best because you see cohesion between two players in a way that you don't see any other time. There's almost no game that does this in the same way that Fortnite does.
Yeah.
Plus the rivalries, Super Evan and Godnick versus Nick Merckx and Aiden every single game in Tilted.
It's fun. As they continue to push on through, Elevate and Cease. You know, their story, I remember seeing Cease eliminate the first 2 games instantly. That trap limb from Nick Merckx was awesome. Blinded Asteria. That flick right there earned them another point. Pain and Bait Jesus. You heard their story from earlier on in the weekend, coming into this, winning their heat. Everyone bouncing on around in these fights. So it's fun to watch, man. The skill level in these lobbies is just insane. If you ever think you're a great Fortnite player, you watch these and you try to think about how you would stack up. I can promise you it is way, way tougher than it looks in a lot of these. The amount of, you know, thoughts you have to take in at any given second of what could be happening, where do you look out for? The threats are just never ending when there's this many people in these late zones.
So many of these engagements end up being almost instinctual reactions to what's happening on your screen.
Yep.
There isn't an opportunity to sit and think about what to do next. You just have to go with your gut. And plays like this, Zexro waiting until just the right moment, and he sees once players down there, you saw that, start to unload on each other. That's when he knows it's his time to strike, to drop in, and do anything he can to get that victory royale, and he did.
His ball again, if you remember this fight, he got the 2-piece victory by himself with only 25 HP.
Now, a number of these teams we've seen over the course of the fall skirmish and even before, Jack, we've seen them grow and evolve. Gameplay changes are one thing, and a lot of players maybe potentially have a tough time adjusting, but not the people that are here for the fall skirmish finals. They've adjusted, they've incorporated new gameplay mechanics into their style, and it shows on stream. You know, if you're watching them on their Twitch channels or YouTube or wherever, or even here in person at a LAN event, you can see it. You can see the gameplay changes, and man, what an opportunity to learn.
Absolutely, and I know we're going to have some live reveals of exactly where everyone placed on out, where they stacked on up to see where they were here. All I know is, man, hope we have many more of these events in the future.
Oh, Jack.
Simple as that. We need skirmishes forever.
I think from myself and Jack and everybody, if you're watching at home, if you're here in San Jose, the opportunity that everybody has given, even just us, to commentate these is incredible. I can't wait to see what's next. Overpeak, those clingers. Right on Vorwin.
I don't suck it. No.
I love hearing the comms.
Oh.
I can't wait to see what's next with Fortnite, Jack.
Right? It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I mean, listening to production, getting things all sorted. I believe we'll also have some more live reveals here soon. I just heard about, you know, who winds up winning the big bonus as well. I know they'll see it on their screens momentarily. I'm not sure if they want me to spoil it or let them live react to it as well. There's a look at everybody. And boom, there it is.
Most elims.
Most eliminations of the weekend.
22.
They win $60,000 for that. Cloakzy had 22 elims. Definitely the battle star this weekend. The man,
absolutely.
MVP across the board. What an absolute beast. Now it's time to begin to move towards our reveals of the standings. And in reverse order, we'll see where everyone's stacked on up. Where
duo from Liquid there. 72 hours.
I think that
giving
sums
the
up
camera the eyes.
a lot of the stress the players are feeling.
At this point, it's just a waiting game, Jack.
So
There's no building against this.
So keep in mind, Tfue and Cloakzy, they just won $60,000 for the most limbs this weekend. They won another $50,000 for their victory royale earlier. And there you go, some of the looks at the numbers. Again, $10,000 was awarded to these players just for making it this far. It'd be $5,000 per player. Congratulations to them. As we continue to see these live reveals, everyone waiting in the wings, see where they stacked on up, who will be in the top 10, where that prize money just jumps for every single placing. Players on their feet. More live reveals should be coming on soon. I think for a lot of these guys, if they don't see that first 10,000, they know, whoa, I got to be a little bit higher up than that. And whoa, there you go.
$27,500.
For Blind and Hysteria, absolutely incredible stuff for them. And they had already won a Make It Rain earlier in the weekend, $27,500 as well. Another one on the board, and Nick Merckx and Aiden, they get top 10. $22,500 plus their Make It Rain bonus they already had as well. Pretty darn good day and weekend for those two. Great to see them succeed. As we continue on through, we know of a lot of the players that are in our top 10 area. Who will be our top 5? As we keep waiting, as Cloakzy, you can tell, nervous about, whoa.
Top 3.
They are alerted of top 3, so we'll have to wait and see exactly who stacks up. Oh, so we're going to live reveal.
That's Vinny and Zexro right there.
We're going to live reveal who won it. So Nate Hill and them get top 3. So
Cloak and Tfue,
Nate
Vinny,
Hill, Funk Bomb,
and Vinny and Zexro are your top 3 teams.
So we will actually have them come to the front to live reveal who winds up placing in each spot to break down the money for everyone. So you guys in the crowd will be able to see them right up there on the Boogie Down stage here in a couple moments.
Since we have the camera in the crowd, I want to test something, Jack, all right?
Go ahead.
Vinny and Zexro, make some noise.
Who do you... Okay, okay.
Nate Hill and Funk Bomb, make some noise. Jack, we talked about them repeatedly, but Tfue and Cloak, make some noise. We'll have to see the top 3 teams there. All 3.
Unfortunately, crowd cheers don't select the winner.
They absolutely don't.
Or else I would have won nothing in my life. But no, we'll be good to go here momentarily. You
Jack,
see the crowd.
let's test one more thing.
Yes.
Courage and Dr. Lupo, make some noise.
That was the loudest of all. So actually,
Jack,
take
I
back
would like to reverse what we just said.
Actually matter.
That 100% decides the placement. Doesn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Tfue and Cloakzy won enough money already before this last part of whatever they get from top 3. Again, for us, I mean, what a blast it's been so far this weekend. We're now wait and see the live reveal on the stage with Zeke. I think he's getting the players all briefed and ready down there. For me, Zexro and Vinny, the Cinderella story of this weekend, I think.
They had some of the most intelligent play we've seen, I think, ever in skirmish.
Yeah.
It almost like they were reading our minds, because as we were discussing play calls and what they were potentially doing, they were doing exactly that, knowing when to move and where to move almost every single time, I feel like.
I just love how they approach the Tilted Towers play. Like, think of that last game. They go in, third party the fight, with Nick Merckx and them in Tilted, and uh-oh, here we go, folks.
The Tomato Man leading.
Our top 3 teams moving towards the stage. Who will be crowned our champions? Who will get third? Who will get second? Think of the money on the line. Remember, each of these positions, they're already all combined. They're winning $100,000 plus, you know, minimum. These are all 6-figure payouts. Again, they're walking on forward, led by the glorious Tomato Man. Again, since Tim the Tap Man wasn't playing, he's in that outfit there. No, I'm just kidding. That would be great, though.
Now these 6 are heading to the stage to meet up with Zeke. We'll have a little discussion with them about their placement. Now, keep in mind, please, all the teams that played over the course of the fall skirmish here did an excellent job. Hats off to them.
Folks, on the stage, it's our top 3 alongside Zeke. Zeke, deliver us the news, my friend.
TwitchCon, it's time. Let's meet our top 3. Tomato, you ready to bring them in? Let's go. because you aren't cheering loud enough. These are your top 3. Top 3. You guys feeling good? It's all right. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Now, before I announce your winners, I'll go line, and just you guys can say something real quick. What do you got for me?
We played really badly the first couple games, so I did not expect to win the last one. That many kills. So I didn't really expect top 10, to be honest.
Top 3, not bad.
We had a couple bad games, but the last game we got a lot of kills, played low ground, and just fragged out.
Top 3, pretty good.
What was the question?
I feel good. We adapted and dropped different and just won.
Funk bomb. Top 3. Nate Hill, how you feeling?
Good. I saw the shirt you were wearing yesterday. I like that. That was one. Our plan was to get top 3, so we did.
Top 3. Tifu, how you feeling?
I don't even know what to say. Like, to be in this position after winning 2 solos, fall skirmishes, like back to back, like this is a dream come true. Like I'm a loss of words.
Well, top 3. Caloxy, what you got for me?
Dude, I don't have words. Just shout out to all the fans. Let's go!
All right, TwitchCon. It's time to claim some winners. You guys ready? All right. I have to be super secretive about this. I've got the results right here. You guys ready? Coming in as your number 3 duo. I'm hearing names. It is Vinny and Zexro. That's not loud enough. These are your top 3. Vinny, Zexro, congrats. We'll have you